Many options as you think. It was a very interesting free agency process for me. First time going through it, so I tried to be patient and just a lot of things went onto the process. Tried to reach out to a lot of people that I trust going into it, and this opportunity came across the board. And at first, I wanted to go to a spot where I would be able to compete for the starting position, but the right situation didn't come up, and that opportunity really wasn't there. So I looked at the next best thing where I could continue to develop and continue to progress and become a better player and a person. And fell into this organization, and I loved it ever since coming to Buffalo, just working under this coaching staff, being with the caliber, the type of players that we got here, the people, and using all the resources. And it's just really nice to be a part of a great team and be somewhere where people want you here and they care about how you're progressing as a person, as a player. So it was an interesting process, but I feel like I'm right where I'm supposed to be right now, and I'm enjoying being here.
One of the things that Brandon said that was interesting when they signed you was that we know this is going to be a one-year deal. He's going to come here, reset, and we know he's going to come somewhere next year. I mean, can you confirm that that's kind of what you were thinking? Or?
I mean, you never know what's going to happen, but I think hearing him say that gives me confidence because he believes I am a starting caliber quarterback, and I believe that as well. So you never know what's going to happen, but I'm here to stay in the moment, just give everything I can to this team and my teammates, be the best teammate and player I can be, and continue to progress and hone in my skills. So I feel like I'm in the right place, and we'll get to that next year. And right now, I'm just lucky to be a part of this team, and I'm looking forward to a really great year with the Bills.
There was a story with Dable met with every offensive player and basically said, hey, if you've ever been fired or cut or traded, sit down, or you weren't a first round pick, sit down, all of that. How important is it for you to be part of that environment, at this stage?
Yeah, what he was basically saying is everybody in our offense at one point or another is looked at as an underdog. And that's kind of how I felt like my situation was going through free agency. Wasn't as wanted as some of the other guys in free agency. Wasn't offered a spot to go compete or a starter position. So everybody on our offense, we have that underdog dog mentality, and that's why I love being here, working with these guys. They come out to work. Everyone's very well prepared, smart players, and they just got that dog mentality where we're going to go out and work and earn everything. And that's what I think David was trying to get across, that we are underdogs and nothing is given to us. So we got to go out and earn it, and when we play hard and play together, that the sky's the limit. So it's just that having that mentality and that chip on your shoulder.
How often have you thought about the difference between the way you started your career and the way Josh did in terms of consistency, continuity, same coaches, same everything? You may go through changes in your time in Chicago and the difference that makes for a quarterback in the league.
Yeah, I think it's huge. Everyone's situation is different, and that's what made it appealing coming here, because I saw how they had a plan in place. They had a process for Josh, keeping the same coaching staff, having great coaches, bringing in great players around him, and then just believing him and developing him. And that's where he's at, where he is now. So I'm just happy to be working with him and with the other quarterbacks in the room and learning from this coaching staff and be a part of this great team. So hopefully I can just continue to progress and see some of the progress that he's made as well.
Yeah, and dealing with that in Chicago.
Am I talking too loud?
No, it's the wind.
Sorry.
The wind's coming through. So none you're doing wrong at all.
Dealing with that in Chicago, now being back up here and maybe having to deal with circumstances, things change, you have to go into the game. How much did that time in Chicago, where you had to make adjustments depending on what they wanted to do, prepare you for maybe the role you'll have for this season?
Yeah, I think I'm very well prepared for the role that I have this season. Just continuing to learn the offense and build chemistry with the guys, the ones, twos, and the threes, whoever's out there. Just continue to be a great teammate and push these guys. And you just always have to be ready in the role I'm in. So just being the most prepared I possibly can, being ready at any moment, and just go out there and do my job and continue to show my teammates and coaches that I know the offense well, and I can go out there and make plays for this team if they need me. So it's just being reliable, being prepared, and continue to work on my craft.
Mitch, do you feel like in Chicago, I mean, your record, not that it's all about record, but 2021, do you feel like you got maybe a rougher ride than maybe you deserved? Like, not only fans, but certainly media. Do you feel like you got a rougher ride there?
I mean, I really don't like to dwell on the past, and I don't want to go too far into it, but the point of this game is to win, and stats and stats are numbers and numbers, stats are stats. What I was trying to do is go out there and win games. So I feel like now if if given the opportunity, I could go out there and help my team win. So I know my role here, and I'm just trying to get better. But the past is past. I'm not really trying to dwell on it. And people are always going to have something to say, but I'm just happy to be where I am right now.
Did you feel an inherent pressure as a number 2 overall? Because I think one of the things that maybe the Bears were criticized for was you had that 1 year at North Carolina. The 1 year as a main starter, and you had a great year, and they went ahead and picked you. Did you feel an inherent pressure when you got there? Like, wow, they're expecting a lot.
I mean, there definitely is when you're drafted number 2 overall. And, I mean, I only started 1 year at North Carolina, but I played in a lot of games. And you're playing in one of the biggest markets in the country, and it's a tough football town. But, I mean, I went out there and won games. I continue to get better. And I'm just happy to be at where I am now. But, I mean, people are always going to have something to say about your journey and what everything goes to. But, I mean, it's not everybody could have done what I did. And I'm proud of where I'm at now. And I'm just ready to continue to embrace the process and embrace this team and be a part of a great organization. So I believe I am where I am now for a reason. And you just got to believe that and continue to move forward and get better.
How surprised or disappointed were you when they didn't give you the 5th year option?
I mean, it kind of saw it coming, just the way I was progressing. So year 2 was really good, and then year 3 and 4 not as good. Was dealing with some injuries and some other things going on there. But like I said, it was disappointing, but it wasn't a surprise. You could throughout the process, you can kind of see that they were just continuously just believing in me less and less, and that's just kind of how that process went.
What have you learned about yourself being able to kind of step back now and looking back on this?
Yeah, I think I just still have confidence in who I am as a player and as a person. I believe everything happens for a reason, and I'm just happy to be in a great place now where I'm surrounded by great people, great coaches, and teammates, and be on a team where you're wanted and be a part of a great team. So I'm looking forward to be a part of the Bills and hopefully win a lot of games this season and just have a lot of fun throughout the process. But I'm always going to continue to work on my craft, continue to get better, and just grind because I just love football. I love ball, and that's what the guys on this team do too. They love coming out here, going to work, and just working on our game.
You mentioned that. You just said love and have fun. Can you maybe lost that at the end a little bit in Chicago, and are you feeling it coming back, or is that too strong?
Yeah, definitely. I would just say the game feels a lot more pure now than it did the last couple of years. It feels a lot more fun, and I'm getting that love for the game back. And just being here over the summer and OTAs and throughout training camp, I just feel a lot more free playing the game, going out there, playing loose, slinging it around, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it. So I'm just happy here.
Mitch, how do you feel your skill set fits this offense? Because, obviously you and Josh would have different strengths and weaknesses,
Yeah.
But how do you feel like your game fits with the scheme they have here?
I think it fits very well. I think Coach Dable and the rest of the staff, they call the plays based on your strengths and skills as a player. And just from the summer and training camp, I feel like the plays he's calling just allows me to go out there, play free, play loose, go through my progressions and find completions and just make plays for this offense. So we're still learning each other and going through that process, but I feel like I've shown a lot of positive things about what I can do to this offense, and he's calling it to what fits my strengths so far. So it's been a lot of fun so far.
And being around Josh, what you saw of him before,
Yeah.
and now being around him, what do you think?
Hey, Josh is awesome. He's one of the best teammates, a lot of fun to be around, and he just grinds on the field. And we've got a great quarterback room pushing each other, and we're just learning a lot. And I'm still learning him, and we're developing a great relationship off the field and on the field, and we're just having a ton of fun. So it was cool to when I wasn't here, watching him from afar, and then seeing it up close, and kind of the things that separate him from the rest of the guys in the league. And it's very impressive. So I'm just happy to be here, support him, and help him any way I can. I think it was humbling at first because as a competitor, you just want to be given that opportunity to show that I can still play at a starter level in this league. And I felt like even things that happened in my last year, I still showed that I could play at that level and win games as a starter. And I did win games my last year in Chicago. So it was a humbling process, and just not being given that opportunity to even compete was just a process I had to go through. But once I figured out that I could come to a great place, continue to continue to work on my skills still and get better as a player, this is just the perfect spot for me to come to be a part of a great team, learn from great coaches, and continue to progress my game. And even though it might not be in game action right away because of my role right now, I can still see a lot of progress on the field just because the resources here, the knowledge of the coaches, and the talent around that we're playing with on the field with this team.
With that being said, are you looking forward to the Chicago preseason game?
We got Detroit first, so I'm looking forward to that on Friday, and then we'll get to that next week. But it'll be weird going back there, but I'm looking forward to it.
What have you learned about the city of Buffalo since you've been here?
It's awesome. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, so it kind of feels very similar to back home for me. I like that it's only a 10-minute drive from my house to the facility every morning. No traffic, easy to get to. The great food in the area, and the people are really nice. So everyone's been very welcoming. My teammates, coaches, and all the neighbors and everyone around here just been very nice and welcoming. So it feels like home.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.